All right, welcome in once again, everybody, to another edition of the 19th Hole Podcast for Golfers. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers. Glad you're with us today. We've got a terrific guest. We got a very good show on tap for you, and a couple things happening in the world of golf. Well, let me start here in Vegas. Nothing's going on here much over and above all the regular stuff, but the weather is finally starting to cooperate. You can go out, and let's put it this way, it's playable, as they say. You know, it's a little over 100, 105, 106, better than the 117, the 120 that we've been having, because, you know, that's brutal. So it's playable now, and some of the golf courses are in absolutely great shape here, you know, despite the lack of rain that we always have here. So people are getting out, which is good to take advantage of it. Also, the FedEx Cup is starting in a couple of weeks. And, you know, if you remember way back when it first started, the purse was a healthy amount of money. It was $10 million. Guess what it's up to this year? No, not 15. It's more. 20 million. Okay. So that's damn worth playing for, let me tell you. So they have a series of tournaments, and, you know, the top 70 make it, and they start making cuts. So it's always good. And that's here. So, you know, the season is winding down. They've only got one or two, you know, regular tour events left before they get into the FedEx Cup, which I like. It's always exciting. But anyway, we've got a terrific guest for you today. Let me tell you about our guest. She is in Houston, and her name is Mulana Dotch. Now, you're going to think I misspoke and said, no, you mean Deutsch, Dennis. It's D-O-T-C-H, Mulana Dotch. She is a golf professional, former college athlete, and is a member of both the LPGA and the PGA. And she's the founder of a great nonprofit that we will be talking about on the show. She is the first African American lady general manager ever, and she runs a facility called Herman Park Golf Course in Houston, Texas. She oversees all aspects, of course, of running the course with a staff of 50. So she's got a lot of people running around. Prior to her duties at Herman Park, she served as the head golf professional at Cedar Crest Golf Course in the Big D in Dallas. And if I remember right, I think they hosted a PGA championship way back, long before Mulana was born, and I, you know, including me. So anyway, without further ado, let's bring up this young lady and get to our interview. Mulana, thanks for taking time out, because I know as a GM at a public facility that you're at, you're busy because you're going here, you're checking on this, you're checking on that. But so thanks for taking time out. I really wanted to have you. And it's quite an honor that was bestowed on you. You must feel very proud about that, as become first general manager at this facility. And that is just very cool. And that's what instigated my call to you, to kind of showcase you for that event. But let me ask you, who or what, Mulana, got you interested in golf for a living?
Well, first I want to say thank you for the invitation.
No,
for
anytime.
The call and
Thank you.
Me to be on the show. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, my golf game started, it was my dad. My dad was considered a weekend golfer. And that was his thing. He bowled and he played golf. And so once I got older and my brothers, he decided to teach us the game. And so he would take us to the driving range here and there, or to the school's yard across the street from our house, and have us chipping and pitching there. But I hated it. I did not like it.
Really?
I did not. Um,
Why?
we battled. Uh, I don't know. I just my brothers played other sports. You know, they did
Yeah.
football, they did
Yeah.
basketball,
That's
and
funny.
but he played golf. That was his thing. I like bowling. Bowling was cool.
Okay,
We would go to the
bowling's
bowling
cool.
alley.
Yeah.
Bowling was cool, but the golf I just did not. And my dad tells this story about how I hit a shot, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna play golf," and like all his focus went to me playing golf.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see the talent in you. I see the talent in you. So we're just going to have to nurture it along a little bit, even though it might take a little bit of time. Let me ask you, and I know there are a number of female professionals that are members of both the LPGA and the PGA. What does the PGA Tour, being a member, do for you as a woman, Mulana?
So just being a member of the PGA, it highlights, my love for the game, my skill,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
expertise. There's a separation there, and so that's what makes it special because no one expects it. When they see me, I'm six
yeah,
feet tall, so immediately, the automatic impressions is basketball. You play basketball, you play some sport, and I'm
yeah,
like, no, I'm a golfer. But being part of that organization, it just puts me in situations or an environment that I'm able to learn, meet
yeah.
more people. Learn, as I continue to grow in my career. That membership has a lot of benefits that I'm really proud of, and I try to take advantage of.
Yeah,
I
as
stay
you should.
involved. Yeah, I stay involved and stay active. Hosting junior tournaments here, junior clinics, anything we can do to keep the game and keep it going.
That's good. I know you were a member, and I mentioned it before, of the golf team when you were in college. Any thoughts of trying to play professionally once you got out of college?
I did. When I graduated college, I did the Symetra tour for 2 years, two and a half
Oh,
seasons. I
okay.
started
Forgive
the
me for
third
not knowing.
season, and yeah, so when I graduated that same year, went right to Lakeland to qualify for the Symetra tour,
Uh huh.
and it was definitely a challenge. I learned there that yeah, this might not need to be my route. It was too much. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
uh,
lot of good talent. A lot of good
lot of
talent.
good talent.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've learned too, that every level you move up, everybody's just as good or better.
right.
As you move up, they get better. And so after that second year, I was like, no, I don't think this is for me.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming, and I hope correctly, since you were the head golf professional in Dallas, that you still give lessons.
I do. I
Okay.
give a little bit here and there.
Okay. Since
I like to
you've,
do a lot.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I like to do group classes just so I can feel like I'm getting my hands on a little bit more
Yeah.
people at one time
Nice.
instead of individual.
Nice. Being that you were, walk the walk and talk the talk, being a tour player for a while, does that help you, you think, as an instructor?
It does. Yeah, I have that experience, and it helps definitely with the younger girls because you might think you know what it takes or understand where you should be or what you should do,
Right.
and I can tell them, hey, think 10 times more, think
Yeah.
20 times more
Yeah.
of what you
Yeah.
already are thinking.
Yeah.
So it does help when trying to get them to understand the work they need to put in, how they need
Oh,
to
yeah.
think, and how they should be preparing.
Oh, yeah. What was the strongest part of your game, would you say, Milana?
Oh, it was definitely my tee shots. I loved my driver. I could bomb it. Um, yes, I never had any fear when it got to the tee shot. Like I get on the tee box, I know I was going to hit it.
That's
It was that
great.
100-yard in shot that I got a little nervous around.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody does. I call that the
Mhm.
scoring part of the game. Everybody does.
Yes.
How did your nonprofit called
Mhm.
Journey Through 18, which I think is a very cool name, how did that come about?
Well, based off my experiences, so when I started playing golf, like I told you, I didn't really like it, but I didn't have any friends that played. And being black and trying to play golf, it wasn't a lot of other black kids that played or ladies in
Yeah,
general. And so
yeah, yeah,
I really felt like I was by myself a lot. I felt alone. It was my dad was with me, but it just wasn't the same.
yeah,
And so he would do what he could to make it fun, make it interesting, to help me learn. But when I got to where I am now, I realized that I need to do something to empower, inspire other little black
hmm
girls that want to play golf,
yeah,
you know, to get a community where they can make friends. So we have a 6-week series class. They can come they can meet other girls that look like them or just other girls in general that they can make friends. So now I can go practice with somebody. I can go play with somebody. I won't be out there by myself.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's just more of a community for them. And I have a little bit of everybody. It's very diverse, which is good. Which is when I first started the program, I wasn't thinking that way. But now I see all these girls that come, and I'm just like, wow, it's for all girls,
That's
and
great.
they all love it. Yeah, and so they
How
make
do you
friends.
how do you attract the young women that you get? Do
It
you
has
active?
all been word of mouth.
Okay, that's
It has
great.
all been word of mouth. And just understanding the demand that's there, I didn't even realize that the demand, because there's
Yeah.
First Tee, there's other junior programs
Yeah, yeah.
around.
Yeah.
But when I say this is girls only, oh, they just flock, they just come.
Yeah.
And so it's been really, really good.
That's cool. That's very cool. Let me ask you this: being in the position you're in, what's the hardest part of your job? Because
Whew.
you have a lot of responsibility, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the people, honestly, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, holding
Yeah.
people accountable. The course is here, and my maintenance crew are doing a great job maintaining the course, keeping the course, but just juggling everything, making sure nothing drops,
Right.
putting out fires, but just getting my staff to stay very consistent. It's a system. Everybody is
Right.
plugged in this system, and so if one falls out, it messes up the system. So just trying to keep that flow, making sure everybody understands how this works and why it's important,
Yeah.
um,
Right.
and just trying to keep customers happy.
That's
Let
the
them
name
have a
of the
great
game.
experience when they
That's the
come to
name
the
of the
course.
game.
Yeah. Hmm.
You want them back. You want them back. Uh, I would imagine. I just got a text message from a listener said, "Would you describe the golf course for us a little bit? Maybe who designed
Okay.
it, what kind of golf course it is, that type of thing."
Okay. So Herman is in the heart of the city of Houston. We're within the park system. So there is Herman Park, where the Houston Zoo is, the Japanese Garden
Oh,
park area. There's a little lake. And so the golf course is part of that system.
okay.
So we are a fairly short course, about 6,000 yards from the tip, par 70, um, lined fairways and trees. I mean, every fairway is tree lined. And so you got to keep it in the fairway.
Yeah.
So if it
Yeah.
moves left or right on you, you are in the trees. And so there's, maybe thousands of trees out here. So if anybody knows anything about Herman
Wow.
and the city, like the
Wow.
park is just engulfed. Yeah, trees everywhere. And so that's what I like about it. It's short, but it makes you keep it straight. Like you
Yeah.
might not have to hit your driver every hole,
Right.
but you're hitting that 5 iron, that 6 iron, you got to keep it in the fairway.
That's right. No, that's
Um,
great.
I like to call poster stamp greens, very small greens. And so that accuracy has to be good. You miss a left or right, you're down the valley or in the
Yeah.
bunker.
Yeah.
Um, we do a lot of rounds. I call Herman the beginner senior course. We get tons of beginners, tons of
Really?
seniors, but we stay busy. We do. We
That's
did
good.
close to 50,000 rounds last year, and
Impressive.
so
Impressive.
yeah. And I think it's our location. We're right in the center. So the hospitals are here,
Yeah.
the zoo. We get a ton of business.
That's very impressive. If you had your choice, Mulana, and I know this is probably putting you in between a rock and a hard place, but we won't tell anybody. Would you prefer to be at a public facility like you're at now, or a private club? And is there any advantage to either one?
So my experience has only been at public facilities. I've worked
Yeah.
at three my entire career. So I've never
Okay.
worked in the private sector.
Okay.
Wanted to at one time. I mean, and still would be open to it, but I like public golf because I feel like people, when they look at golf as a general all around, they think exclusivity. Exclusivity. They
Right.
think, oh, I can't do this or I can't
Right.
talk to
Right.
the golf pro.
Right.
And the fact that I'm a public facility, I like when people say, oh, that's my golf pro. You know, they're able to talk to me. They're able to touch me. They can come, walk up to the counter and say, hey, it's Mulana here. And if I'm free or got time, I can come out and talk to them.
Yep.
Um, I like the public being able just for people to have that interaction,
Yeah.
for people to feel like that, yeah, this is my club. And that's what I
Yeah.
like
No, I
about
get
Herman.
that.
I
I
like for
get.
people to say, this is
Yeah.
my club,
Yeah. No, I get
without
that.
having to pay the membership fees and dues.
Right.
And I love when people come back or call and say, hey, like yesterday, for example, a guy called, said, we were cart path only. It's a guy on the fairway, and I told him to get back on the cart path. He's tearing up our course, and he was adamant.
I
But
love
I
it.
loved it because he was saying,
Yeah.
this is my course,
This is my course.
And
Yeah.
so things like that make you feel good,
No, that
because
absolutely.
you're establishing it where everybody feels like it's theirs.
Yeah, that's really really good, really good.
Hmm.
All right, Milana, we got to step away. We're going to take a short break. We come
Okay.
back, and much more of the show. We'll have a lot more with our special guest, Milana from Herman Park Golf Course in the great city of Houston, and we got a lot more headed your way. So stay with us. We are back right after this. I promise. One of the perks about being in golf media is that I get to try every club ever made. Of course, like most things, some are better than others. I'm here to tell you that I have found unquestionably the absolute best performing set of irons I have ever played, and my scores show it. Let me introduce you to Grindworks, custom fitted irons that are made to fit your game. Grindworks offers players 3 different styles of irons. You can choose muscleback irons, cavity back irons, and even blades, along with some awesome wedges. And when you purchase your clubs, Grindworks lets you choose the type of shaft you want, the type grip you prefer, and even will adjust the loft and lie of your clubs if needed. That's unheard of. So what are you waiting for? Feel the power and experience and performance of these amazing clubs. Simply go to grindworksusa.com or call 281-651-4046 to order. Trust me, your handicap will love you for it. All right, welcome back, everybody. Having a great conversation with the general manager of Herman Park Golf Course in Houston, Texas, Mulana Dotch. And let me ask you this. What's your view about the state of the LPGA Tour right now? And do you think, I got another question to go along with that I ask everybody. Do you think that the American women will ever become dominant again on that tour? I don't think they will personally, but what's your view on that?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think like the top 10, like 2 or 3 Americans may be in the top 10.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, and it's been like that for a while.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, I think there's a lot that kind of goes with that. I believe all the ladies are working hard and doing what they can to try to be, as successful as they
sure,
can. But
sure.
there's a secret there that we just don't know or don't have. I mean, but then too, it's the United States against the world, so you have people come from all
Well,
over
that's
the
a good
world.
point. That's a very good point.
And so that I think that has a lot to do with it as well. But being dominant, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the ladies, the tour has done well, as far as growing and
Yeah, yeah,
getting more women and girls. The girls are coming in and they have their favorite players, and they're
sure.
across the board.
Yeah,
You hear
yeah.
names, you're like, wait a minute, who is that again? You go look them up to, it's
Right.
not just the top 3 are my favorite. Like their favorite could be any of these ladies that's on the
Yeah,
tour.
yeah, true.
So I don't know about them being dominant again. Yeah.
I don't know. I have a theory. I think it's maybe motivation, a little fire in the belly that you see from the Asian gals, from some of the European gals, where the Americans might be, a little less on that now. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Any thoughts on the Live Tour? Are you tracking that at all?
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of tough because the guys you're used to watching are there now, so you can't help but watch both.
Right.
And so And what I've learned with dealing with kids is whoever their favorite is, that's who their favorite is.
Right.
And so
True.
it's I've been kind of at first I was kind of like, I want to stay away from that, but now I'm like, man, it's golf. And the
Yeah.
guys that play were guys that I like to watch when they were on the PGA tour. So I get a little bit of both. We had an event out here not too long ago with one of the teams from Live, and I was a little nervous about, how that would go, or the reception about it from it. But it was actually pretty good. I was a little like, I'm not sure, but it went off without a hitch. We had a ton of people out here.
Oh, that's
Uh,
great.
yeah, the kids, it was for juniors. And so we had almost 50 juniors show up
That's
for this
great.
hour and a half clinic, with a team from Live. And it was
Nice.
awesome. And that's when I was like, okay, golf is golf.
Yeah. Golf is
We got to
golf.
get the big picture.
That's right.
They're playing the same sport. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. What team was it, if I could ask?
the Ironheads
The Ironheads. Okay.
with Kevin
Okay.
Na,
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Na's team. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Homeboy Kevin Na. Good guy.
Yeah.
Good player. Good player. We mentioned, we talked about you still give lessons. And I assume, do you have other teaching professionals on staff?
I do. I have. We have our lead teaching professional. He does all the lessons. I get may I speak to Mulana, or is Mulana there, or somebody's recommended or referred. I kind of get those, but we kind of steer everybody to our teacher professional.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what he did. Do you get a chance to get out and play with some of the people that visit your course every once in a
I
while?
do. I
That's
do.
good. That's good.
That's one thing that's kind of changed since I've been here. I've actually played more golf since I've been in Houston than when I was in Dallas.
That's good.
Uh, hadn't played a ton this year, just been super busy. But I have been playing a lot more.
That's
Yeah.
good. That is good. What would you say, Mulana, is the commonality of problem that people who come to you for a lesson have? Number one. Number two, is it the same with women, or is it different with men and
I would
women?
say the number one is practice. I always say, did you practice since our last lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I didn't get to practice.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on the same thing.
Yeah. Right.
Um, just getting people to understand now, okay, we're coming for a lesson, so we have key things we're working on. We're trying to change a habit or create a new muscle memory or something. So you got to work on it. You got to do it.
Totally.
And get them to do that in between the lessons. I think that's just number one. You've got to practice.
You have to.
And then the second thing I would say is being realistic about what it is you want to do,
Right.
and knowing what that's going to take.
Right.
Knowing what's going to take. And so I'm very upfront in the beginning. All right, so we're going to have this lesson. I'm going to look at what you have going on. I'm going to give you a couple tips, some things to practice. We're going to work on this. But you have to practice. You got to go hit balls. You got to go putt. You got to go do this. So that the
Absolutely.
next time you see me, we can add to that. If
Right.
not, we're going to be doing the same thing we did the last
Exactly.
lesson.
Yeah. They got to keep on top of it, because there's no shortcuts, and you're not going to get it by osmosis. Everybody knows that. Do you give playing lessons where you are, Mulana?
Not really. I
No?
don't really do too many playing lessons. No. I try to take the girls on the course every so often, just so
Uh-huh.
they can get that experience of being on the golf course.
Yeah.
But the playing lessons, they all go through our teaching program.
Okay. That's good. What parts or of the golf course or department, Mulana, are you most concerned with, and why?
When I started, it was the golf course. Just because you hear people talking, oh, Herman is always here. The greens are in bad shape, or this and that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I got that a lot. And so that was a huge focus when I started.
Yeah.
I relayed that message to my boss in corporate. I was like, hey, we got to do something. We got to get the course together. This is what I'm hearing. This is what people are saying.
Yep.
And so I can give credit because they really did
Yeah.
put money into the course. And now people are like, man, this is the best shape it's ever been in. We're getting that a lot.
That's good.
And so from there, my focus has shifted to the experience. I read a lot of Google reviews, and so I'm always like, hey, we got this review, it said this, so this can't happen again, or this happens. We need to make sure we continue to do this. I'm big on
You're
the customer experience, from the time they pull up in the
absolutely,
parking lot.
yeah, yeah.
Parking lot needs to be cleaned of trash every morning, just little things
Yeah.
like that to
Well,
where the
you're
experience.
lucky. We have courses here that are owned by the county, owned by the city, and trying to get money out of them, Milana, is like pulling teeth. So you're
Hmm.
lucky if the county people you work with are forthcoming and giving you money, and you
Yeah,
need money to
we've
do
been,
things.
yeah, the reputation of the course is really what I'm trying to, shift the culture, the reputation, because you would hear everything. And so now trying
Oh
to
yeah,
change that, and it's been going good. It has.
yeah, yeah. No, that's it's obviously very popular. If you're doing 50,000 rounds a year last year,
Yeah.
that's very very good. Uh, do you get a chance to get out and get away and play some golf other places with your friends?
I do. I got a good group of friends here, and they all play golf.
Good.
So they travel 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times a year to golf with them. I get out maybe 1 or 2 times.
Okay.
Um,
Why
and
don't you
so,
put, I got a hell of an idea. Why don't you put a group together and
okay.
come out to Las Vegas?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I'll
I can
get
do
you
that.
hooked up with golf courses and the whole deal. Everybody
Definitely.
likes coming to Vegas, you know that.
Oh yeah. Yes, we can do that. We're trying to plan a trip to a Cowboy game and play PGA Frisco. That's
Yeah.
the next one that we're
Right.
trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that one for the fall. So I would definitely keep Vegas in mind for sure.
Please, please,
Definitely.
and anything I could do to help you, not a problem. Do you go to Orlando? Do you go to the show in Orlando as
The merchandise
well?
show, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I
All
do.
right.
I plan on being there in January. Yes.
Okay, then I will see you there for
Okay.
sure. Be
Yeah.
happy to buy you a beer or two, or yeah, whatever. All right, stay. We're up against a hard break, Milana. Stay
Okay.
right there. We're going to take another short break. We come back. We're going to finish up the show with Milana. Be right back. The revolutionary Power to Golf Club requires no swing to hit golf shots from 50 up to 225 yards. That's right, no swing. It's empowering golfers with physical issues to continue enjoying time golfing with friends and family. With just the push of a button, the easy-to-use Power to Golf Club launches shots down the fairway and onto the green. Whether a physical issue or just want to join in on the fun, the Power to Golf Club is for you. Visit online, powergolfclub.com.
Carter Bonus of Spectrum Golf not slowing down. His third year at the PGA Show, and the cameras are still following him. This time, Whistle Sports Media and Entertainment and Fox 35's morning show in Orlando, Florida. Spectrum Golf Apparel, one of the few lines selected for the PGA Fashion Show, is designed with skin sensitivity in mind, like Carter's. Get your super soft golf gear today at carterspectrumgolf.com.
All right, Carter and his whole family, I think I mentioned, are coming out to Las Vegas in April, but they're a great family. And go to spectrumgolf.com. They got great stuff: shirts, gloves, pants, great colors, great material, and I just love it. Anyway, let's get back with Milana. And we have a lot of public courses here too. A lot of them offer like a membership card where you get a break on the rate. They have tournaments for those people and offers you discounts in the pro shop, that type of thing. Do you have such a thing there, or like a men's club like we do here?
No, we don't offer memberships for golf. We do have a ladies club though. We don't have a men's club, but we have a ladies club. And then we just have our membership for the driving range.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, we just have a membership for the range. And I mean, we stay so busy that I don't even think we want to consider a membership or anything, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um, the range, we do offer it though. We do offer memberships at the range. And people take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Our ladies group, ladies club, they play every Wednesday. Um, and we offer youth on court. So we have that for juniors. So they're able to play as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good. When I say membership, they buy a card. I'm a card
Yeah.
holder at this club,
Yeah.
so we get the discount. You get to bring a friend every other month, that they don't
Yeah.
charge for and stuff. It's good. All right, let's talk about something very near and dear to you, which I think is great. Let's talk about your nonprofit.
Okay.
Give us some background on that.
Yeah. So Journey Through 18 was formed in 2022. We use the LPGA Girls Golf as the golf foundation of the
Right.
program, our golf program. Currently, I have like 134 girls registered.
Ooh, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. So we have
Awesome.
about 30, 35 girls come to the program every week, come to class every week. But we do other things too. So the golf program is one pillar of it. But then I
Okay.
like to do like mentoring, social activities,
Okay.
different things they can do to learn. So we did a etiquette class, we had a tea, we had a financial literacy class, we did a media class where the girls learn how to interview. Social media class talked about things to put on social media, what you should and shouldn't do, and things
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Right.
We do an empowerment academy that's actually in a few days. The Empowerment Academy is our big event for the year. Um, we do the empower them through the 5 E's, their golf game, empower their mind, their body, their future.
That's great.
And so that's fun. That's a good event.
Yeah, I bet.
So I get sponsors for that to help cover the cost. I bring in teaching professionals to teach the golf clinic. So I have 3 PGA members coming in to
Nice.
do the golf clinic. I have 2 college coaches coming in to talk about college golf.
Sweet.
Mental coach talk about empowering their mind. A physical therapist trainer for empowering your body. 2 local tour players coming in to talk about their golf game. So it's a big all day event, and so we do that one every year, just to kind of empower the girls, to get the year
Yeah.
started off in
Wonderful.
school. So my tagline is supporting the girls on and off the course.
Great.
So we try to provide resources they need to help their golf game, and then any little things we can do to help develop them
Yeah.
as they
Well,
grow.
that's the philosophy, as of First Tee. It gives you, life values both on the course and off the course. And
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely great. Yeah. That you are doing that. And I'm sure the people that play there are very well aware of that and complimentary to you about it. Do you do events there? Do you catering?
Oh yeah.
Do you do weddings for people that want
Oh
to
yeah.
get married?
Yeah, so we do tons of events, tournaments, of course. We do tons of golf tournaments.
Yeah,
But then we do the social events, the birthday parties, the high school graduations, college graduations, receptions,
nice.
banquets, Christmas parties. We do a little bit of everything.
That's great.
Um, we have a large window at the back of our clubhouse, so it kind of oversees the golf course. So
Uh-huh.
that's very pretty at night, and so people take advantage of that. Um, we haven't had a wedding since I've been here. It's kind of hard with the weddings. There's a facility right on the other side of hole number 2 that does all the weddings.
Oh, really?
They have it. Yeah, yeah. So they do all the weddings.
Yeah,
Part of the garden set up at the back of the park.
yeah.
But yeah, very, very busy facility. Every day is something different. So when I hit the door and I come in, I
You're
get the
going,
Mulana,
you're
where
going,
you
yeah.
go? I'm like, let me put my bags down.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
going.
let me put my stuff there. But yeah, we stay busy. One thing I wanted to say about the foundation, which is what I'm proud of, is that there's no charge. So I don't charge anything. I don't want any barriers of the girls coming in to play golf, to learn golf. We do our fundraising events, which cover the costs for that year. So we have a golf tournament every year
That's great.
that's coming up in September. And the girls are there. They're the greeters. They're at a hole hitting shots for the players. They're passing out goodies. They're part of the
Oh,
entire event.
how fun! How fun!
Yeah. And so that's our large fundraiser for those
Excellent.
funds are collected. And we use that for the next year to cover all the costs and everything.
That's excellent.
I get sponsors for the Empowerment Academy, like
Yeah.
HEB came in and
Yeah.
they're completely covering the Empowerment Academy. So things like that. That's what
Yeah.
keeps it. I don't want any barriers.
Right.
Because I just know when I was growing up, my dad was a barbecue, and so if he couldn't get me the lessons that I needed, he bartered with the golf pro. Hey, I take care of your next party, and I get a series of golf lessons for the next
Yeah.
2 months, just little things. And so
I know,
I
that's
was like, I
great.
want to try to remove any barriers for coming into the game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got to make a trip out to see you. I got to go out to
Yeah.
Houston, which is a wonderful city anyway. A lot of good golf there. And I told you I've got a good friend that lives in the Woodlands, which is a great facility. And I'd love to get out and
Yeah,
play
you
your
gotta
golf
let me know
course.
when you're coming.
Absolutely. So you can practice up, or I got to practice
Yes.
up probably. Who designed the golf course, Mulana?
Ooh, that is a good question. And
If
you
you
put me on the
remember.
spot.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna let you know.
All right. All right.
I
Yeah.
thought I was prepared.
You are prepared. No, a lot of people don't know that. They don't think about it. But I just can imagine with all those trees. We don't have trees out here in Las Vegas, down the fairways and all that stuff. We have a lot of cactus and stuff like that. But trees are great.
So in I want to say it was 2018, after one of the storms came through, hurricanes,
Okay.
they put in 900 trees on the golf course.
Good heavens.
900.
Good
We
heavens.
just had a hurricane about a month ago.
Yeah.
Beryl came through.
Yep.
We lost 60 trees
Oh.
just from that category 1 that fell, and probably another 40 or so that were leaning.
Oh,
So
my
we
goodness.
lost a ton. Yep, through that storm.
And
The
I
course
assume
was designed by David Duller and George Rotan.
Okay, I knew you knew that. So as long as the county replaces the damn trees, okay, because that's
Yeah.
what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
shade, and like you say, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it in the fairway. No, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I can't thank you enough for coming on. It's been absolutely delightful, and I recommend if anybody's in the Houston area, do they just show up, or do they call ahead and get their name on a list to get out?
I would call ahead and book a time. I
Okay.
would call ahead. Yeah. T-She stays fairly busy. We do a ton of tournaments. I hate for somebody to show up and think they can go play and then they got to go
Yeah,
home.
and the courses goes just get some tournaments. Yeah.
Yep. So I would
Yeah.
definitely say call ahead or check the website.
Or check
We
the
got-
website.
we-
What
yep,
is
check the
what is
website.
the address of the website?
HermanParkGC.com.
Okay, Herman Park
So
GC,
HermanParkGC.com.
GC.com. Easy enough to remember. Okay,
And we're on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook.
awesome.
That whole thing. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you're great. You're great. I can see where people think you're a real asset to the golf industry as a whole and to the golf course. They're lucky to have you. Anyway, I'm going to let you go because I know you're busy, and I appreciate you taking the time out. And we'd love to have you back on sooner than later and check in with you
Yeah,
and
thank
see
you
how
for the
it's going.
invitation.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
But yeah, let's definitely stay in touch for sure.
For sure. And we'll be talking. All right. All right. You stay well. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, you too.
All right. Mulana Dotch, everybody. Great gal. Anyway, we're going to take our last break, come back, and close up the show. Stay with us. Hi, I'm Dennis Silvers, but I'm not here today to talk to you about golf. I'm here to talk to you about America's favorite pastime, baseball. America's pastime is back and better than ever with a twist you won't believe. Introducing Old Timers Day, a movie coming soon to theaters near you.
It is a story detailing the greatest baseball game of all time. Two teams, one chosen by God, one chosen by Satan, with the greatest players of all time, living and deceased, playing alongside each other to determine the fate of mankind.
This book, world tour, and movie will help unify the millions of baseball fans around the country and help satisfy the millions of people that have faith and compassion for their fellow man.
Who will win this epic game? You'll have to watch to find out. Expect an unforgettable experience that will touch your heart and soul. The Good Old Boys is brought to you by the Celestial Baseball Association, who are hitting home runs for God. Old Timers Day, where the spirit of baseball meets the power of faith. Don't miss it. Order your copy today at dpztechnology.com/store. Get this, use promo code OTD20 for an amazing 20% off. All right, now that the weather's getting playable, as we talked about before, hope you have a chance to get out and play some golf and enjoy it. And that's what I'm certainly going to try to do. But anyway, for Mulana, I'm Dennis Silvers, and hope you enjoyed the show. We love bringing it to you, and we will be back to see you same place, same time next week. So until then, keep it in the short stuff, everybody. We'll see you next week. So long.